In authority, you must learn to be under authority. Okay, that is kind of our motto, our mindset. You got to prove yourself to a really.
So how many previous presidents or presidential candidates? Or is it just coincidence?
Well, right.
So a majority of them, I would think, probably would be. It wouldn't be hard to do research and take a look, because you can even tell. I teach another deal, and we're going through a Bible study at my church. It's Disc of Jesus. And we're looking at like the Apostle Paul. You could tell that he was a D based on just how the scripture was written. And so it's really simple to sit there and easily find out what somebody's primary personality is. Okay? So I have a tendency to get long-winded,
So do married couples do better if they're not the same, or?
correct. They normally end up marrying their opposite. Okay? And we'll go over reasons why here in a little bit. And one of the great things, you know what the happiest day of a D's parents are? The day they move out. That way they get their house back. Okay? They get to have some kind of control, some kind of charge. Oh, mic up here. Okay, your I personality. This is your inspiring, influencing, impressionable, interactive, impressive, involved, illogical. Okay, so again, that bottom one, it's not that they're not illogical, that's just how they come across sometimes, because they are big dreamers. And there's nothing wrong with being a big dreamer. We gotta have it. Huh? That's right. They make great marketing people. Great speakers, which, you know, if you look at my eye is like barely visible on my graph. So this for me is really stepping out of my comfort zone. And so, it's just me stepping out of my comfort zone. I know I gotta do better, so that's why I'm doing this. So again, you notice the eyes, they all start with eyes. Inspiring, influencing, impressive, interesting, important, interested in people, imaginative, impulsive, and sometimes they come across as a little bit illogical. Percentage of the population, any ideas here? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And the eyes and your eyes, you don't know. Any idea? 44. They are 25 to 30% of the population. Okay? Do you know the easiest way to tell an eye? Talk. You can't miss them. As soon as they walk in the room, you know an eye's there. Because they're going to be talking. And they're typically, they're outgoing. So they're interested in people. So again, not right or wrong, not good or bad, just showing how different we are. They're definitely not a reserved person. Okay? Do you know what the saddest day of their parents' life were? The day they moved out because they went on the funds. Okay? Okay, so percentage population 25 to 30. Good examples are Jim Carrey, Will Smith, Oprah, Ellen. Okay? Recognition, approval, and popularity. So their main fuel is recognition. Y'all know the difference between appreciation and recognition? Anyone have any idea the difference between the two? It's very important to know the difference between the two. Recognition is typically public. Appreciation is, so, and when I want to recognize him, I want to do it definitely publicly. I want to put him in front of everyone and just brag on him. That's going to be his driving force. That's going to give him his fuel to keep going, his energy, his drive. Whatever it is that you need them to do, I guarantee you do that, you're going to get a lot more out of it. Okay?
As his boss, I appreciate
Okay. So again, this is, like I said, this is about a 2-hour course, and I'm trying to get in the half-hour slot that I have here, so. If any of y'all wanna do this, I'll be more than happy to do it for you at another time. So S's. S's. How many reserved people or people-oriented individuals do we have in here? Yes. Okay.
Hey Chris, quick note.
Yes, sir.
I just heard this morning, reading Jim Carrey, not trying to get into politics, but you got politicians up there in the last category.
Uh-huh.
He said this morning, for the weekend, the Democrats might as well just go ahead and go Social Security. That was his comment for the Democrat Party. And I'm not trying to get into politics, that was Jim Carrey's latest.
I would almost say that you could separate the Democrats and the Republicans.
I know him too well.
Politician group, I think you could almost put more Republicans on the D side and more of the Democrats on the I side, because they're more visionary. I hope I'm not making anyone mad. I'm just trying to separate some things here. But that would be something I would look at.
That's why Jim Carrey, all
Yeah, right. S's. So this is your stable, steady, status quo. This is the majority of our workforce. Okay? This is also the biggest portion of the population. Okay? These are the guys that they don't like confrontation, so they're easy to get along with. They work great with these. Because I say something, they just do it because they don't want to argue. But I really love these guys. Steady, stable, secure, served, sweet, submissive, shy, status quo, sentimental, sameness. But here's the downside. They are so nice sometimes, they sometimes can come across as suckers. And the ones that are most easily taken advantage of. And again, not right or wrong, not good or bad, it just shows how different that we are. Because they're so nice and they don't like confrontation, they tend to be taken advantage of. Do y'all know the happiest day or the saddest day of their parents' life was? We don't know yet because they're still living at home. They are so very family oriented. You can always tell an S when I know from a customer standpoint, when I'm walking into a customer's house, they're always going to have a pet. They're always going to have pictures of that pet. And they are going to be, right? Am I right? Okay. These people right here, if you stick up for their family, you'll have an employee or a friend for life. I have an employee who was being taken advantage of by an apartment complex here. Their sewer kept backing up. And they would call the office and nothing would happen. And he's wanted to borrow my truck to go out there and clean it up so he could at least have a decent living condition. Well, after about the third time, I got free tip. Because the apartment hadn't done anything. So at 10 o'clock at night, I roll up to his front door, I see what's going on, and man, I feel sorry for that maintenance guy who was walking in the office. Because I let him have it. I was tactful. I was tactful, but I let him have it. And ever since then, that employee, his whole demeanor about me has changed. And he's not going anywhere. I mean, because I stuck up for him and his family at his home where he lived, I mean, it's awesome to have that kind of loyalty and know it. Okay? Percentage of the population is 30 to 35%. Again, this is your biggest workforce. Good examples: Dr. King, Paula Abdul, Mother Teresa, Gandhi. You're all people we look up to. I don't know about Paula anymore, but I know the other three are pretty high up on that list. So you don't have to to be the D to be great. You can be great as next. Basic needs: appreciation, security, and assurance. So remember I was telling you about appreciation and recognition? So if I were, I'm sorry, what was your name?
Haley.
Haley? I'm Chris. If I was to take Haley and bring her up into the front and just brag on her, tell everyone how awesome she is, I would probably never see her again. Okay? Because they're that shy. So knowing that about my employees or about my customers allows me to approach them differently. So I don't learn this so I can make others change to better communicate with me. I learn it so that I can better communicate with everyone else around me. So I know that when I have Haley and I want to reward her, I don't put her up in front of everybody at our morning meeting. I pull her in the office and say, hey, man, I really appreciate everything you're doing. You've been such a great asset. I want you to take a day off paid, and here's a gift card. Take your husband and or boyfriend out to dinner and a movie on us.
Not at the same time.
Well, yeah. Yeah, definitely. One or the other. So, but with this guy, it's not going to work. It's not going to be a driving fuel for him. I'm not going to motivate him. He's like, man, I wish you would just like tell everyone else. I already know how good I am. I need saying how good I am. I need them to know it, right? So for you, I mean, that setting you up in front is just like you have to approach them in different ways. To keep them, you have to approach them in different ways. All right. So again, S's, we're still trying to figure out what their parents' happiest or saddest day is. So the world may never know. And I have a very high S as a daughter, and she's not in our house. She's in our old house. So I can't sell the old house because she's living in it. And trying to get rent from family members is so. I consider her still living at home. Okay, C's. This is a special group here. I like them. My secondary is actually a C, so as much as I clash with C's sometimes, or I used to because I didn't really understand why they can't make a quick decision, which drove me nuts. I do understand the thought process and the filters, because as my secondary in the C, when I get mad, frustrated, super excited, that's when my secondary kicks in and I start acting like a C. I go quiet, whereas most D's or a DI get vocal. I'm going quiet. I'm thinking, what happened? How did I get here? How can I avoid it? How can I avoid it in the future? How can I prevent this from even happening? What can I do to fix it? You know, all this stuff is just going on in my head. And that's a C's normal activity. Right?
You think that's a C's activity? That's a normal husband's activity.
All right? So C's, this is our cautious type, our competent, cognitive, careful, calculating, critical thinking, compliant, conscientious, correct, conformist, consistent. These are your brainiacs. These are your thinkers. These are your very down to detail oriented, you know, crunch numbers, physicists, scientists. I mean, because it's all about the facts and the research for them. However, they sometimes come across a little cold. Now, I'm so thankful that a certain someone is not in here today, because we're not talking about it. Okay, so, with the exception of somebody's office that we know, how many of y'all have walked into an accountant's office? You ever get a good warm feeling in there? Like they're excited? And they greet you at the front door? No, you don't. It's like, is there anybody alive in here? I mean, I don't hear nothing. Well, again, it's not because they are cold. It's not because they don't care about you. They are so focused on what they're doing, they truly don't even know you're there unless someone comes and taps them on the shoulder. I mean, they could be that much into what they're doing. So some bankers are the same way. There's a lot of bankers. C is a great personality to have for that. Okay? Good. Not right or wrong, not good or bad, just different. People are made for different things in this world. So, these guys, 20 to 25% of the population, which is a good amount. Diane Sawyer, Clint Eastwood, Tiger Woods, Martha Stewart. These are some of your celebrity C's out there. Basic needs, quality answers, value, and excellence. And actually, whereas most of us only have one fuel, one driving force, they gotta have all three. They have to have quality answers, they have to get value, and they expect perfection. I mean, there's no other way to put it. So I know from a customer standpoint, when I'm walking into my customer's house and I recognize that they are a C, I know I'm gonna spend most of my time with them. Because they wanna know not only what I'm doing, they wanna know how I'm doing it. They wanna know the value that they're getting out of it, okay? They wanna know when I'm starting, and they wanna know when I'm ending, and you get the point, right? So here's a big thing. Whatever I tell them, I better follow through. Because if I don't, I'm gonna hear about it. If I don't do exactly what I said I'm gonna do, then I know I'm gonna have a negotiation at the end of the job, because they're gonna want some of that value back in return, because they didn't get the full value. So knowing that about my customers is, that's why I love problem customers, or what everyone else thinks of as problem customers, because we have this tool, we have a lot less problems. So I have a C on my traveling team, so C's are very structured. They like knowing what they're gonna be doing, when they're gonna be doing it. They like their days already planned out. They know they have a Monday through Friday job, 8 to 5, this is what they do, and they have their routines down on the weekends. So imagine me having a C on my traveling team. This is how my conversation goes with all my other D's on my team. Hey, we just got the call. See you at the shop in 2 hours. We're heading out. Okay, cool. They don't care where we're going. They don't care where we're staying. They don't care that they have bills to pay and they gotta get that figured out before we leave. But my C, I did that one time. I'll never do it again, because I must have gotten like 20 phone calls in an hour after we hung up. Because it was like, where are we going? What are we doing? When are we going to be back? How long are we going to be gone? Who are we working with? I'm like, oh. So now my phone call is, hey TJ, hey bud, we just got the call. We're leaving in 2 hours. I don't know which town we're going to yet. I know it's going to be flood work. I don't know how long we're going to be there, but go ahead and pack for 2 weeks. I don't know where we're staying yet, but we'll get that figured out before we get there. Is there anything I can do to help you, make sure you're here in 2 hours?
Do you have your team ready to go for 2 weeks at a time?
Oh, yeah.
For the hat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my land.
Yeah, we were up in Tampa. So last Sunday, a church up in Tampa got struck by lightning. We were there. I was there Monday afternoon, and I got the go-ahead Tuesday at about noon. And my deal is within 15 hours we're going to be up and running.
Wow.
So we mobilized that night and got to the hotel around midnight. 7 o'clock in the morning, we're there. Our neighbors show up at 8, and we work 24/7. Well, we have 2 shifts as well. So yeah, it's very chaotic. Yes, sir.
First, real quick, I've got a good friend of mine that's a contractor, and he's remodeling this guy's house. So I know the guy. He got about halfway through it, he wanted to know when he's gonna finish, and he wanted to know what else he's gonna do. And he said, I'm sorry, here's my timeline. He said, okay, send me a bill, I'm gonna finish it myself. We picked him off the job, they sent us the bill, we paid it, we finished the job, so it wasn't moving fast enough, we didn't like what he was doing exactly the way he probably did.
Yeah, so C's are not normally known for having a lot of tact. And again, not right or wrong, not good or bad, it's just they're not people-oriented individuals, so it takes them a little bit longer, especially since they don't recognize it. Now, once they recognize it, like this gentleman here, I'm sure he's got a lot more tact, than we used to have. And it's because we've gone through all this training, and so we understand how to better communicate with those around us. So, well, look at that. Oh my goodness. Wasn't perfect, but we got through it. So, any y'all have questions?
When do you do this? You said you do this for regular for your employees or something?
We do this for all of our employees before we hire them, and then they also get continuing education. So every other Tuesday, we have a 2-hour meeting from 8 to 10, and that is personal development. So sometimes we're going over this, sometimes we're going over John Maxwell.